time to dive beneath the surface and into the minds and hearts of your favorite celebrities and pop culture icons. Welcome to Up and Adam.
Hi, guys. Welcome back. And let me get rid of my phone. Happy Monday. Monday's one of my favorite days. Not only is it one of my favorite days because it's the beginning of my week and it kind of tells me how the rest of my week is going to go, but also today The Housewife and The Hustler came out on Hulu. If you haven't watched it yet, you have to, which I need to take my own advice because I need to watch it. But tomorrow we should be covering it, hopefully with Dana Wilkie from The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, who was also featured on the special. It's going to be so good, but we're not here to talk about Erica Girardi, Erica Jane, Erica Chahoy, or whatever you want to call her. Today we are here to talk 90 Day Fiancé, and I can't wait. I don't know what the hell is going on with this shirt, but that's okay. Well, I have two special people who will be covering 90 Day Fiancé with me, two of my favorite people on YouTube. Let's bring them up. I'm going to bring them up. Ladies first. Hi, Miriam.
Hey.
Wow, you look so pretty. You always look pretty, but did you do this for us?
Today is a special occasion, you know?
Okay. Wow, look at you. And I guess let's bring up our next special guest. We love him.
Yes, please.
Oh, wow, I should have put some makeup on.
Oh my gosh, I should have put some makeup on this. I should have beat this face too.
Please. You both with those radio voices and looks for TV. You don't need to do much.
Okay, we'll keep you around. You're a good hype woman. All right. So guys, we have 100 in the room. Go ahead, hit that like button. Let's get started. I want to talk about what a crazy episode. I feel like there was some behavior, a little bit of behavior displayed on the show that I couldn't necessarily understand. I'm going to let Miriam pick first. Who should we talk about?
I made notes, but if you would like me to start, I would say this was the episode that should have been titled How Not To. In every relationship, how not to behave when someone makes you a surprise, how not to behave when someone is hosting you in their home, how to behave when you had surgery. Don't smoke. Sorry, Kempire.
Are you a smoker? No.
There is more. No, it's not because Angela is his girl. And how not to when you're married to an asswello, you don't go on a sexy vacation with your kids and mom as the babysitter. Like,
yeah.
It was the how not to. Like, people pay attention. Don't do that.
It was the how not to. Kempire, before we jump into the first couple, what were your feelings on this episode?
There were. It was actually pretty boring.
Okay.
Even with Angela, I feel like Angela, she made me laugh, but overall the episode was kind of dry. I mean, and the whole conversation with Asuelo and not Tiffany, what's her name? Kalani, the entire time about their sexual relationship was cringeworthy.
Cringeworthy.
It was cringeworthy. Okay, we're going to jump into that. Before we do, I want to bring up the first couple that we're going to talk about, Brandon and Julia, because Kempire sent this to me. Actually, I had a few people send it to me. Today, Julia announced that she is leaving America. By America, I go. Now, even Joby commented on it and said, where you go? Russia? I love how he even tries to speak like her. Whatever. Where are you going exactly? But I asked Friday by TLC and also Max, and the word is that she is going back to Russia. Now, is this a visit or is she going back for good? We don't actually know, but she doesn't look very happy in this photo. But as far as we know right now, this is all speculation as to where she's going, for how long, and why. Let's take guesses because eventually we will find out what's going on. Miriam, do you feel like she's going back to Russia for good, or is she just taking a trip to go see her family?
I'm trying to sniff the crystals and make it. Well, this caught me by surprise, actually. This is live, guessing live. I'm sniffing a spinoff.
Not a spinoff.
Oh, well, listen. They are working with the cards they're dealt with. Maybe they're going to do a spinoff for the ones that came here and broke their relationships, like they're not in their relationship that brought them here to America. This way they can still have the guys involved. I'm being very cynical here. I hope not. That's not my hope. So I'm putting that out in the universe. But it's too drastic for after the episode yesterday. Such a, an announcement sounds disingenuous to me.
Okay. Kempire, do you think she's going for good, or is this just a trip to go see her family now that borders are starting to open?
I think for her to say that, I think in her contract, she wouldn't be allowed. I think she's just she's trying to make it seem as if she's leaving indefinitely. I think she's just going to visit her family. I don't think it's that deep, because if she really was, divorcing Brandon, I think she wouldn't say anything because contractually she can't. But okay. I don't mind her going forever.
Oh gosh, you guys are rough. Okay, so in this episode, I have to say I'm not usually team Brandon's parents at all. Sometimes I find them wacky, quirky, a little all over the place, and I guess they're probably the ones who everyone thinks carries the storyline for Brandon and Julia. But his mom was trying to do something nice. She, unlike Trish over here, who really could give a about Natalie, the mom was trying to give them a celebration party as well as accompany that with the dad's 70th birthday. And when they walked in, they were like, what the hell is going on? They were not here for it. And I agree with this mom. I think that the reason Brandon reacted the way he did was because of Julia. And I just don't think it was warranted. If you want to, I guess, go off of what Miriam said, the how not to episode, this is not how you behave when someone surprises you with a party. Even though they said they didn't want it, the mom's intentions were good. And I think that that's the most important thing to remember is she had good intentions. She wasn't trying to hurt them. She wasn't, I just don't understand why they would behave this way. And watching him sit down and talk to the mom and dad, he's like, we're going to get and we're going to get out of here. So don't worry, we'll be gone. So we're not a nuisance anymore, pretty much. Not verbatim, but pretty much. And the mom's like, what are you talking about?
Adam, you're hilarious. I love that you buy into this storyline.
Well, I also kind of am getting a little annoyed at the fact, how old is this guy? 28, 29?
Guess who's in the story?
Like 26, 27, somewhere in that age, in late 20s.
Okay. Late 20s. He's in his late 20s and the dad is like, you've never paid a bill. $1,100, $1,200. Well, look, dude, the guy has to get out and do it eventually. You can't just like shelter him for the rest of your life on the farm. He's never paid a bill. That's a problem. He's in his late 20s. Let's get on that adulting. The hell are we doing?
Well, Kempi, not all of them are in the storyline. The parents are not. They're not great actors. The tears were real of his mom. I teared up. I was hurt somehow. And I've been telling you guys for a while that I am team parents now. Like I did a 180 because I feel like they are in the storyline, the kids, not the parents. There is no excuse whatsoever for them to be that rude, plain out rude and unappreciative. They didn't put them on display. What they did was actually very subtle and a nice ode to the fact that they got married in a pandemic. They were not able to share that moment with their family and friends. This is their only child. So really, if they don't do that, like if they were robbed by the pandemic, and then again, they were robbed again by the atrocious behavior of the kids. I can't call them but kids. Like my kids behave better than that.
Right.
If you offer them a cake, they will say thank you. And they got out of there, like embarrassing the parents.
And in front of the family, the friends, the grandfather, everyone who, like she said, I'm sure a lot of them showed up for the 70th birthday, but they also showed up because I'm sure the mom made it known to everyone this will be a filmed event. This is a surprise. It's sort of an ode to their marriage. It's a celebration because they didn't have a reception. Again, I just think all the intentions were good.
Yeah. That was
you two are hilarious. You believe this?
Yeah.
I do. I believe the parents, not the kids. I believe the parents.
I feel like this was because nothing else was happening with this couple in regards to their relationship. This is pre-produced. It's clear. Why would they be so upset? They act as if they walked into this place like it was a wedding reception. It was a clear wedding. It looked like it looked more of a celebration of the father for his birthday. It did not look like, oh my God, why are you making this about, the officiant? By the way, the officiant was cute.
Yes.
But
yeah, actually, okay. Good
I
call.
didn't notice it the original time they got married, but I was like, oh, wait a second. But just because the officiant is there, what? You're going to be mad that they're going to throw you a wedding where your friends and family are there? Calm down.
I honestly think, I really do think that Julia was genuinely mad. I think that she feels like at this point in time, none of her wishes are being respected. She just simply said, I do not want this party. And the mom does what she wants anyways. I thought it was kind of comical that Brandon is like, we set boundaries. And she's like, this is a boundary? What do you mean this is maybe a boundary is like, okay, don't bother us when we're in the room together, or don't tell me I can't make her tea in the morning. Maybe that's a boundary, but throwing a celebration, it was no bigger than a birthday party. It's like throwing her a birthday party. It had the cheap, wacky little like decorations that look, I mean, she thought it was beautiful, so whatever, but it didn't spew reception.
It spewed bratty behavior. They are immature.
Okay.
This is what was believable, because this is what brats do. They don't appreciate what the parents are giving them. And both of them did that. And I think if it's pre-produced, the kids are in it, not the parents. I don't think the parents were. I really do.
Show that super chat.
Oh. Angie, thank you for that. The mother was on Saturday Night Live back in the day. It's either the late 70s or sometime in the 80s.
What is wrong with that?
Acting experience.
Oh.
Okay.
Listen,
Okay.
Empire, I am going to, okay, like I just feel like we've been seeing this behavior from Julia for a long time.
Right.
And we've got to know that they're the ones who are not speaking the truth. Like especially her, pretending that he didn't have a place for her, but she didn't like it. This is why they went back to his parents' home. And he is immature. He's never paid the bill. Paying a water bill doesn't make you a person who pays their bills. You pay your bill when you're paying your cell phone, your water, your electricity, blah, 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 and food. And that was not the case. So I feel like even if they picked this as a storyline, I think it's a good storyline to have so that kids see what not to do when you have supportive parents, because there are a lot of people their age who are kicked out of their parents' home. They don't want to deal with an extra person. I will give you that, but I believe the mother, she was upset. I would be upset the same way. I would.
Okay. Well, let's move on to some more bratty behavior, as you like to call it. We had another couple in here who they're just not seeing eye to eye, and neither is Kempire calls her mullet mom. I feel like it's totally inappropriate.
Oh my God. Wow.
I'm just kidding. But we have Trish.
What the mullet?
She said, I have no idea how I insulted her. She's just trying to give her one of her fun scarves that she likes to give out for the holidays. And Natalie is like, no, you hurt me. I'm not talking to you. You called me names. And actually, Trish, I don't need to talk to you, because after talking with my mother, she said, I don't have to engage with someone like you who doesn't have the best interests. So I'm walking away from this conversation. Now you have this guy who is obviously clearly a mama's boy. He's not really helping the case at all, even though he's like, step out of the car. You know, she's stubborn. She's not going to step out of the car, and you are taking your mom's side. But I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that, because we all love our moms. We would take our mom's side. However, I really feel like she believes that she was either called a good cooker or a hooker. I don't know which one it was. I think she really believes that's what she heard, and she's insulted.
Oh, I have a lot to say here. Listen, I agree. I need to retract my statement that I think an interpreter would be a good gig for her. No, it wouldn't, because contextual meaning is very important. It seems like as much as she's trying to portray herself, that now she knows some lingo, like, oh, I took off my pink glasses. Oh, see you never instead of later. Like, she needs to take a sit. She can't be an interpreter. She would suck at it, because I am telling you, from being an interpreter, it's like you're not talking on your behalf. At all the times you're talking on behalf of the plaintiff and on behalf of the lawyer. So I never use the he or she. It was always I, and that can mess up your head, because I would be talking like, yeah, that accident, I can't go to the gym anymore. And when you look at that person, clearly that person never stepped a day in a gym, but they're trying to grab some money. But you're there to do a job. You have to impersonate whoever you are. And it seems like everything is lost in translation with her. She is holding his mom accountable for not wanting them to get married. Did she forget what she did before that? I wouldn't want my kid to get married to her either. I wouldn't. If I had a say, if I would voice my opinion, say, I don't think so. And I wish it was that simple. Give her $5,000 and send her back to Ukraine. No, it's not. This is why I'm sniffing a spinoff of the girls that left the guys, and they are living the single life here.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
See, send me at least free cable subscription.
At least free cable. I like that. Okay.
I'm going to go a little higher than that for a show idea.
Kempire, how do you feel about Natalie's reaction? Was it warranted, or do you think it was a little bit over the top?
I did not love Natalie this episode because I do think it's a little over the top. I think she should have communicated to the mom that she thought, I think that you called me a hooker. I do think that Mike was trying to amp it up, probably from producers or himself, whatever it may be. I think he likes seeing the drama. His mother's always protecting him, and he likes it. And he likes, poking at Natalie. I think Natalie was definitely a little too dramatic, but we don't know what her mom necessarily said to her. Maybe her mom's like, don't talk to her anymore. Stop engaging. Disengage.
Knowing her mom, I don't think that was the advice. I think she even was lost in translation from her mom. I think her mom was saying what I think. Oh, yeah.
What do you think? She's so sweet.
Her mom was so sweet with Mike when they went there. I can't see that like that woman being mean or teaching her daughter not to be polite. I think in that situation, just because she's a guest, she would say, Mom, just avoid confrontation. You don't need to talk about that. But Natalie, the way she is, she's a drama queen. She took it to another level. That was like, talk about cringe worthy. Like that was so cringy. I was cringing all the episode yesterday.
I want to bring this up really quick. Kurt Rant said, Kempire, I think Natalie is utilizing her acting skills because she felt the mother disrespected her career. Back to a Housewives and a Hustler plug. Everyone thinks that Erin Garden is using her acting skills by saying that she didn't know what was going on. And they said that she should have stopped spending $40,000 a month on glam and maybe went to an acting class. And if this is Natalie showcasing her acting skills,
I'm not watching.
Girl, maybe you should be an interpreter. I don't know.
No, she can't be an interpreter.
I mean, you're not going to be an actress, not with those skills. But okay, we'll see what happens with them. Obviously, we know that they've split off. They're not even together anymore. So I'm curious to see if she, in fact, does have a new boyfriend, what that split looked like. And are we going to address this at the tell-all, which obviously we will, duh, right?
And the mom will be there?
I hope so. No, she'll probably be in on like a Zoom call where they bring in like the big TV screen and she's like, Natalie, I tried talking to you like this. And then Angela's going to be like, shut up and listen to her for a second. Didn't I tell you?
You mean Angela?
Elders? You know what I mean? And speaking of Angela, I just want to celebrate something really quick. Hi, Angela, with your 40-pound weight loss in 1 month.
Whoa.
She has lost a lot of weight.
She looks good.
She looks good.
Who are those kids?
Those are, I'm sure, the grandkids.
Oh, okay. Because all the grandkids we've seen have been like mixed. So I'm like, wait a second, who kids are these?
I've seen her. Some people bash her on social media, and I haven't liked it. Where people are like, "Oh, you look gross now that you've lost all this weight." It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Leave the woman alone. She didn't lose weight because of a superficial reason, and even if it partially was that reason, that's her prerogative. She lost weight for health. She was unhealthy. She was at an unhealthy weight. Her chest was heavy on her. She had breathing problems. Like, give the woman a break. You can't just criticize. You're too big. You're too small. It's like that Britney Spears, "You Want a Piece of Me" song.
Listen, I'm sorry, Kempire. I know this is your girl.
Stop saying this is my girl. I like Angela for the show. She's not my girl.
Well, that's what
like my girl.
Okay. her, I think the way she looked was a part of her character, and some people found that endearing. And she looks like a different person. I feel like we all need time to adjust to the new Angela.
Right.
So it's a drastic change. But can we tell how delusional or deflecting or gaslighting was she when she's blaming Michael for not being able to quit smoking? Come on.
I do want to say too, it's almost like when Jonah Hill, the actor and comedian, lost all of his weight and he got really skinny and everybody's like, you're not funny anymore because you're not big. It's like, no, that's not, he's not. Are you laughing at him just because he's a heavy set guy? That doesn't make any sense. And for Angela, it did feel a little off. I don't know if it was gaslighting or what it was, but by her telling the hypnotist, and by the way, and no disrespect, Angela, we love you, but she does give the googly eyes to all the doctors, even the hypnotist. She's looking and she's like, damn, you're a good man. Look at this guy.
She's
and to be fair to her, all of her doctors have been good looking. So
yes.
you can't blame the woman. And she also, oh yeah, that's true. But also too, for Angela, like her husband is not around and a woman's got needs. Okay. Not knees, but needs. So we're going to leave you alone.
Go to that store that Asuelo and Kalani went.
Oh, God.
I'm curious. I wanted to know if you guys think the hypnotist will work for her, but also I feel like it's already been ruined for me because I saw Max the Celeb Talk guy post a photo of Angela in Los Angeles, and it was her and her skinniest version of herself. And she had a glass of wine and then a pack of her Marlboros sitting right there. And I was like, oh, shit, this didn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching The Hypnotist because, but because I'm curious about it. But we know Angela, she's not quitting smoking and she will find any reason. Now, she is saying that it's Michael that's not letting her. Like, really, what say did Michael have in all this journey of yours? None.
Well, she didn't. She just said that she wants to partially quit, too, because Michael's family looks at her like a hooker. And she did say hooker. So this isn't a Natalie Trish, like, discrepancy here. She did say that the family looks at her like she's sort of this kind of trashy lower class woman because she smokes. And in their culture, only women who smoke are partiers.
Is this a revelation? How many times did she go to Nigeria and she was doing whatever the hell she wants, not caring about anyone? All of a sudden now she cares about what his family thinks? Come on, she doesn't. She does what she wants, and she's trying to insert Michael somehow in the storyline so that's all she can talk about Michael. I'm sure Michael is still like calls her or everything, but she's pretending that he's icing her out. Like, he doesn't have the balls to ice her out. He's scared of her.
Even thousands of miles away.
Hi, Angela.
Hi, Angela. Oh, gosh. You never know. I tagged her in this, and she does pop up every once in a while on the YouTube videos. So,
oh, my God.
She does like YouTube, so you never know.
Oh, God. Do I need protection service?
Marie, maybe Trish called Natalie a looker.
You guys are ridiculous.
I mean, maybe
she called her a hooker. And Trish has not given her any sort of compliment.
I have a theory.
Oh, God.
I think, no, good theory.
Okay.
I think because Mike was showing affection to Natalie. Remember when she was cooking?
Yeah, he was touching
and then
her.
He was trying to, and then maybe his mom said something like, it's not like you're a hooker or something. He's your husband. And she took that.
That could have been good. That could be right.
Listen, I think that is
I'm sure that's
happened.
the excuse Trisha will use on the tell-all.
I really don't,
I mean, we've given her every out possible. A good cooker, a looker, maybe not a hooker. Like, Trish has had ample amount of time to come up with a reason that she would have said this, even though they already filmed the tell-all, right?
And they were trying to make it right. Like, just say give me a chance to apologize if I said something and you misunderstood me, or if I really did that. But I cannot see any way she could have said the word, unless in that occasion, because everything went left after that. They were still talking. It was after that scene in the kitchen. And she got upset with Michael, like, don't hug me in front of your mother or something. So if she said that, I could totally see that. It's not like you're a hooker, you're his wife. Like, it's okay for him to hug you or do that.
Okay.
And
okay.
No, he wasn't just hugging her. He was grabbing her in a very special place that she was grabbing in front of your mother.
I'm trying to keep it like this
PG?
episode monetized.
Okay. Hey, we appreciate you. That
really don't.
Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. Let's get to 500 in the room. But since we're talking about storylines and pre-produced, I'm going to bring up this couple because Kempire is not buying any of it. Andre, Libby, Chuck, Charlie, Becky, the one sister who nobody knows what her name is. All of them. You're not buying any of it. You don't like any of it. What did you feel about this episode? Because we saw this. I honestly, to be fair, I can't just put this all on Kempire. Watching this little fake fight on the boat, I wasn't buying it. And I think that Libby does not have the best acting skills either, because when Becky walks in the house and her sister's trying to have them make it right, she's like, "What's up?" Like, "What's up, girl?" And she's like, "Do you still have an attitude?" She's like, "Maybe, I don't know." It's like, okay, grow up. You called this meeting. She didn't call you here and try to waste your time. You called it. So what are we here for?
I don't know. I honestly, if I could fast forward over them, I would have. The fact that we were first introduced to them in this episode with her, Libby, coming out in her nightgown, I was like, oh my gosh, did she just film something? That's the first thing that came to mind. They are so desperate for fame at this point. Like I said, previous seasons, I believe the storyline. Now they're just trying to stay on the show. And I'm not interested in them being on the show or even Pillow Talk. They're not interesting.
I think they'll get a spinoff.
Oh, God.
I think they're fun. Listen, if you're giving Darcy and Stacey a spinoff, you're giving the family Chantel a spinoff.
Darcy and Stacey, come on. They are TV gold. I love
Oh my, what's that gives me anxiety every time I turn on the and no disrespect to Darcy or Stacey, but every time you turn on the screen, you kind of get this like very emotional drunk woman who's just like pouring it out to us about how everything.
That's really her. That's really Darcy. And that's why people have gravitated towards her. And that's why she has her own show. I love it, but I hate her at the same time.
But you know, the last season, she wasn't drunk at all. Like I think now when they got the spinoff, the spinoff made them like better, I feel like, because the attention is on them. So they're having that validation. And her dad is so cute. Their dad.
Oh, he's single, I think, right?
Yeah, he is single.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in Connecticut. He's not far.
Darcy and Stacey as couple daughters.
He's in Connecticut and I'm in Jersey.
Okay. Oh, well, we might be playing matchmaker here.
And they are Portuguese. I speak the language, so all good.
Oh.
Well, you might be interpreting something real soon then. All right. So
I'm joking.
Lil Lillian said, I saw an interview in which Andre said he is about to expose one of the other siblings. Is there something there? Well, to be honest with you, we've seen it on the Facebook groups. We've seen it all over the internet. Every single member of the family has practically been arrested for something, right? So maybe, like, what are you going to expose that we don't know? Bad business practices, they've already brought it up. Somebody getting a DUI, they've talked about it. The mugshots, we've seen them all. Somebody literally pieced together every single mugshot and then put it right in our face. What can you really expose? It's like Joe Giudice saying, I'm about to expose Joe Gorga. We already know this shit. What are you going to expose?
Let's pretend we believe what's happening. So I would correct Libby, instead of saying go getter, your husband is a gold digger. And if what's happening, the friction is true, which I believe it is. I believe the friction is true because he just got his real estate license, okay? And her sister is the realtor of the team. Like every person has a role. So she feels like, oh, wait a second. So now I'm gonna split my commission with him, or is he taking the commission? So she's worried about that. I think this is a valid worry if it's true. But if we're believing what they're saying, so I feel like Libby, she's totally out of her mind saying, oh, they're poking the bear. Like he was always like an animal towards the family. Your husband now is only seeking a relationship with your father because he wants money from him. how does that make that if he's really trying, to make a living, believe me, the last people I would work with are the people that I hate the most.
Right.
He can't stand them, and he knows this is a family business. So all of a sudden he wants to go have a pivotal role with no experience and put them to the side.
That's true too. He's not even trying to come in the family business and participate. He's trying to kind of isolate the rest of the family members and say, this is just a one-on-one with Chuck. And Chuck has said it like 10 times. That is not how a family business works. Everybody has their role, and you would have to work with everybody. But I'm curious, and I want to ask you guys this, 3 things. One, if you had to choose between Becky or Andre as your realtor, say you have to pick one, who are you going to pick? 2, do you think that Andre would only get people reaching out to him because you have those TLC super fans who might live in the area and they're like, okay, I'll use him as a real estate agent because I actually get to meet him. I'm a big fan. And 3, do you think Becky might receive calls with people wasting her time just to kind of fan out and meet them?
Yeah, I think yes to all of the above. Definitely I would pick Becky just because she's been in the business for a long time. I think if they're living that type of life, I know that Florida, like everything is cheaper there, but it seems like they live a good life,
right,
where they're at. And the dad is that business is taking care of the whole family. I would go for someone who has experience, not someone brand new. And then I'm a show watcher. I know his arrogance. And can you imagine how arrogant he would be with clients? Because clients, when they want to see a home, they want to see more than one. And you want to take your time. And you can attest to that, Adam. Did you make up your mind right away when you want to buy a new place? You want to see. You want to see.
I mean, I agree with you too, because Andre, like especially Jason and I, when we tried to do real estate in LA, I always thought like going in with a great attitude, it was going to get me somewhere. And you, trust me, you have some arrogant, pompous real estate agents, but they are pompous in the way that they are going to make a deal happen. They're there to execute. They're there for their client, but they're not there for you. And it's pompous in a good way that works for the business. Whereas Andre, I could totally see him saying, okay, so you walk in and there's master bedroom, bedroom, bedroom. You like it or no? And it's like, no, that's not how this works.
Don't waste my time. Don't waste my time.
Yeah, don't waste my time. Whereas like Becky would be like, okay, guys, so look at this beautiful crown molding, no popcorn ceilings. It's fabulous. Like I could see they're 2 totally different people.
That's because Becky actually has experience.
Exactly.
But she actually has experience. Okay.
But being a realtor is really letting people use your time at their disposal, not knowing you're going to get paid at the end or not. That is what being a realtor is. Okay. And I don't think you would do well there.
Current said, Andre wants to be Frederick Eklund from $1 Million Listing. Rude and arrogant, but it works for the business. Nobody can be Frederick Eklund.
No, but Frederick gives his time to his client.
He's not rude. He's not rude to his clients.
No, he's a schmoozer. He likes to make everybody feel good. Andre would be like, okay, you don't want this place? You and your stupid face, you can go. Like,
yeah.
This is a little aggressive.
The gold digger, not the gold
I don't think Andre's going to do anything with that real estate license. Of course, that's going to be another storyline, but he's not actively selling homes at this present moment, I'm sure.
Somebody in the chat, can we look up can somebody look up his realtor little bio thing and see if he has any listings for sale? I'm so curious if Andre is out here killing it in these sort of streets in the real estate game. I want to know.
I have a realtor friend. She's in Florida. I can ask her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm curious. All right. So we have our last couple. I believe it was our last couple, unless I missed something. But Kalani Asuelu, the awkward sex shop. This was uncomfortable. It was very strange. Bye, Miriam.
No, I'm here.
No, I'm just kidding.
I wanted to put an avatar.
Oh, okay.
Because it's cringy.
Okay, so I'm just, this episode was a little bit strange when it comes to them. And I see what Kalani's trying to do. She's trying to spice up her love life. She wants him to take control. He wants to do a romantic date. Do I think that he needs to tell everybody and their mother, literally, that he's going to rock and roll the bunk beds? No. But you see that he's trying. And Kalani is like, you kind of missed the mark here. I agree with her. He did miss the mark, but it's a step. Right?
I think he's trying to get laid. That's what he's trying.
He was getting laid regardless.
You don't feel like this was romantic?
I think this is definitely manufactured. I'm like, please, child. Like, you see how your relationship is with him. It's rocky. I get it. You got that wake-up call when he had that accident that wasn't life-threatening. But then again, you started projecting, blah, blah, blah. Then you want to, like, look how contradictory she is. She wants a romantic getaway, but she brings her children with her and her mom as a babysitter. Like, come on.
Why wouldn't you just leave the kids with the mom for a night?
Exactly. Like, this is not for romance at all.
Because she's still breastfeeding.
She can pump.
Did she say that?
She can
Yep,
pump.
she did say she was. I mean, yes, we know that, but she's still. They said this is also part of the reason why they're not able to have lovey-dovey time.
That's I, as a woman, I'm telling you, that's an excuse, just like a headache. She can pump.
Okay.
She can freeze. She could have prepared herself. We've seen Ashley in Portugal doing that, in Portugal of all places, when they went on their trip in Potomac. Not to digress, but they can, like, come on. There is something called a pump. And if you want to go for a getaway for 2 days, I don't think that's a stretch. It's not any babysitter. Like, she needs to get to know her, like Kenya. Like, let me do a mashup here. She has her mom as a babysitter. So the person she trusts the most. And for her to, I think it was just another layer. And she's just like making something out of nothing. I don't believe for a second that just their trip to that shop, to that exquisite shop. Come on. That was cringy. I was uncomfortable.
Not the butt plug. He was so curious about everything. I was like, I don't know. I feel like violated watching this. I don't know what's going on. And I hated, this was just a very cringeworthy moment watching Kalani and Asuelu. I wasn't here for it. I didn't enjoy it. I think that I'm honestly, and I hate to say this because I really love Kalani, I'm kind of done with them on the show.
Me too.
Until Asuelu's mother and sister show up.
Yeah, if you start, listen, if you bring them back and we all of a sudden say, I'm going to beat you up, Kalani, and we get her back.
They're coming back. They're supposed to be back this season.
No, I know, but it's like, how long are we going to wait? Because at this point, when we have them fake acting like they're about to buy a house, which they're not, and then going in and out of sex shops and then talking about boom, boom in the room with rock and roll and all this other stuff, it's weird.
It's very
you should
weird.
just cut them out of this episode and given it to Yara and Jovi.
Oh, really? Make me snooze even more.
And a lot of those items that they were displaying, that was the first time that I see that. And yes, I felt violated too. Like,
yeah, they get pretty creative out here. This was like bedroom candy, kind of next level. I don't know what it was. It was just strange, but it's okay. I guess there are some more people, like you have Leah McSweeney, who's like, I'm sex positive.
Here we go.
I'm here to talk about it.
Listen, sex sells, but not in this instance. I think they caused a lot of people to opt for abstinence after yesterday's.
And it wouldn't have been as bad if it was just like 1 or 2 scenes, but every single scene that they had in this episode was about their sex life, and we're not interested.
Yeah, it was too much.
Well, Forever Sheila W said, according to Screen Rant, Andre is currently working with Keller Williams in Tampa, Florida. Okay, so family business didn't work out. And then Tara MC, or Tara, I'm not trying to butcher your name. I put my fingers in my ears. Yeah.
Okay, can I say something here? I think what they did was a preview or a plug to an OnlyFans thing.
Yeah. Oh God, nobody's on Asuelu's OnlyFans. Nobody.
He was looking at the size of that, like, oh, I'm glad he didn't watch Atlanta and Bolo, because he would be like, whoa, what is that? But I think like their next step is an OnlyFans thing.
Oof. Colty dressed up as a knight, stuff of nightmares. Kalani and Asuelu just the same. You felt violated. Ha ha ha. Alicia.
Listen, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Oh my God, that was bad.
Okay, well, with that, I believe we covered all of the couples from 90 Day Fiancé. This was sort of a lackluster episode, but it still had my attention. I completely agree with Miriam. It should have been renamed the How Not to Behave during any situation. When somebody surprises you with a gift after you get a major surgery, or 2, when somebody throws you a party, when somebody invites you into their home. This is just classic how not to act. So we'll have to wait and see what comes. But honestly, I think we're all holding out for Suelu's mom to make her appearance again with the sister who is threatening to beat people up, because we know that Kalani would waylay the hell out of her. She would just grab her. She would be like, come here, girl. Slam! You know, like it would be terrible. But if you're going to try Kalani.
Ooh, we didn't talk about Tiffany and Ronald.
Oh, yeah, Tiffany and Ronald. Thank you. See, I always sleep on them.
Homework, Adam. You gave me homework. I did.
I always sleep on them. And this is okay. I'm trying not to, and I've learned to like them a little bit more. I can't believe I forgot about them. But yeah, Tiffany and Ronald, obviously Ronald wants them to come for Christmas.
Actually, I don't have notes on them.
And he wants, oh, it's okay. I remember now that you reminded me. He wants them to come for Christmas, but he wants them to come for months and months. And she's like, I'm thinking maybe like a couple weeks, not 3 months. And he's like, no, you must not. You need to come here for 3 months. It is what it is. I'm drawing my line in the sand. But really, it's not his line to draw.
Is he paying for the ticket? That's
he's
what I
not
want to
paying
know.
for the ticket. She said he's paying half, but she's just trying to make her mother not pissed off.
Her mother
clearly does not like him.
Well, what is he giving us to like?
You know, in this story, the mother, again, was the MVP in my eyes. Because the mother, she wasn't like blindly taking the side of her daughter. She was holding her accountable. Did you guys notice that every other line, she would say, well, you brought this to yourself. You put yourself in the situation. So her mom is reminding her, you chose this. We get it that the income, the way you earn money is not the same between here and there. I'm not generalizing, but in Ronald's situation, you know, and there's the value of the currency. It really plays a role. So I think it should be a percentage of income, kind of like a contribution. I think this is like the sweet spot of every relationship. Let's say if you make $1 million, Adam, and Jason 2 million. So it's not fair that you guys split the bill on half. I feel like it's the percentage of your income should be equal. This is how you contribute, which would be by default, you would contribute less because your income is less, but the percentage is the same. I think this is where fairness is. This is something that she doesn't know a bit about, Tiffany, because she's making a living now because she has Ronald in her life. And this is where I feel like she is not fair at all. She's not. I'm not team ex-gambler. I am not. I never gambled in my life. But my point is, you are here because you are here, because he's here. Without him, you wouldn't be here. And I watched again the part of her telling her dad. Her dad, I don't know, like maybe really he didn't know. But I know for a fact that he said yes just because he's trying to overcompensate all the time that he wasn't in her life. So I need to
be careful because that overcompensate might cost a lot of compensation, especially if he picks up and goes.
This is bad, though. This is a bad way to overcompensate because they will be liable if he makes his way here. That's it. And they knew. And that's just to go back to the point of her mother. Like when I said, like I did, oh, we forgot about them. Yes, I forgot about them too. But then I remembered. But then I thought I took notes on everybody, but I didn't take notes on them. So TLC, if they're listening, listen. That's the point.
TLC, if you're listening.
I don't think that the mom was so innocent. Just last episode, the mom was telling Tiffany not to tell her father about his gambling issues, just so that he would co-sign. She's a little deceitful. I didn't like that. She is.
No, she is. Well,
and a lot didn't happen for Tiffany Ronald this particular episode, besides that conversation that they were having about going back to South Africa.
I mean, Natalie P, thank you for the super chat. Love your recaps. Thank you. You know, while watching this too, the only thing that I really took away from this is that my family does Christmas wrong, and I want to have a Cuban Christmas where I'm salsa dancing in the kitchen, and you know, like eating carne asada and all of the best foods. Like I see why she thinks that she would have to go there to bring her family together. I just maybe would wait until after the holiday or something. I don't know. I don't love this couple. I've said that since day one. I'm trying to like them. I like Tiffany. I just don't like Tiffany and Ronald together. And I don't think there's any chance in hell that if he comes over to the United States, that this is going to work, because I feel like he's a very dominant personality and she's very family oriented.
Yeah.
And I think that with him coming over, he's not really going to like how involved and opinionated the family actually is. I think that's going to present a problem.
Yeah, this is my problem with the show. I feel like the real problems that real couples have, they are totally overlooking that. Once you are an immigrant, that's it. You will never be a whole again. That's just the reality of life. Like, I had my mom here. I don't know when I'm going to see her again. I don't have family. I don't have cousins. Like, I speak with you guys, it's a blessing to have people that I talk to almost on a daily basis. But, it's a lonely life. The life of an immigrant is a lonely life. And they can't pretend that they don't know. But then again, she got a taste of it because she got to visit him a lot. So she had that ahead of the time chance to know if she really wants to do this. And she chose to. And in my eyes, I think her reasons were to be on the show, really. For her, it was another kid. She lost her children. I'm not saying that. She is a great mom, because if she wasn't, we would have heard something by now, because all I heard on her. I feel like there is really a struggle here that I wish they didn't pre-produce or create situations that are needless. Living abroad is hard on itself. The acclimation, the acceptance, the finding your next move, and so many times because of financials, like you delay your start in your career. Doesn't matter. Like, I get it, Natalie, she's ambitious, but she needs to be a realist. Realistically speaking, how many people we know that they were waiters at some point, but that wasn't the thing they wanted to do for the rest of their lives. They did that because that helped them go by. Yes, I'm thinking of you. And you were like a waiter in none of the other than a very, like, one of the best places in the United States. But most people, they are waiters, like, in regular places. And this is how they get by to the...
I worked at Ruby Tuesdays too.
In New York, right?
No, in Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Chattanooga is a big city, right?
Okay, now I'm hungry.
I mean, technically it was called Hickson. It was right outside Chattanooga, if you want to get whatever.
I am dying to taste those mozzarella fried balls that they talk about. Yeah.
I miss the goat cheese balls, but...
Yeah, the goat cheese balls. Those are the ones that I try when I go to LA.
I don't think Ronald has any intention of leaving South Africa. Amira, I agree. I think that if he came or if he was presented with the opportunity to come, I think he would come. So if Ronald gets to the USA, runs up gambling debts, criminal charges, or something else, does the buck stop with Tiffanys Dad? No, Tiffanys Dad, if he co-signs on bringing him here, he is responsible for him as long as he stays in the United States. They just changed the rule. Donald Trump changed the rule. They addressed this on the show. It has gone from 10 years to a lifetime. So you are responsible. Ouch. We'll see.
Biden, I believe, has changed that since, because it was an executive order that Trump did, so he overturned it.
Oh, did he? Did he change it back to 10 years?
I didn't see the specific. I was on the website. I didn't see the specification of 10 years, but he definitely changed it back in February.
Yeah, but even if it's 10 years, I know someone from the village that I'm from in Lebanon. He brought someone here, like, she was much younger. He is like a very successful doctor in LA. And things went south when she came here. All she wanted to do is party, drink, whatever. And that's not why he wanted to get married, obviously. I'm not defending him, but the age discrepancy was there. You guys don't want the same things. Hello. So they divorced. He couldn't annul the wedding because she's his wife. And guess what? He had to provide her. For her, because she doesn't know the language. She doesn't have a job. Who is responsible for her? He is. So that's a big deal that people need to pay attention. And I feel like as far as South Africa is concerned, like the people who come from there, they really have a bond with their people. And it's like they are happy with almost like not much. And they really value family and friends. Remember Sanjin? Like, he really missed his family because, it's a hard transition to come here. It really is. It was for me, It's just like, it's not like here everything is easy and fine, and if we have a green card, we have everything for free. It's not like that. And then you leave all your friends, all your life behind. It's hard. It's like you're starting from zero. And so many times when you start relationships, even with friends, they go left regardless of how many years you invested in those relationships. Like all the friendships that I thought were my ride or die, they're gone. I don't have them. I'm starting over from scratch. If you want to be my friend, I have a good deal. Just like Sutton.
Oh, Lord.
Kimpire's like not campaigning for friends on here.
Well, no, not Sutton.
Not anymore. Oh, God.
All right. Well, we've officially covered all of the couples. 50 minutes in the room, 510 people. It's fluctuated. Thank you guys for joining us. That was a great recap. Honestly, I liked our recap better than I liked the actual episode. But now I've two things have popped up, notifications on my computer while we've been on here. One is Meghan Markle's dad is slamming Oprah Winfrey for the blockbuster-like interview. Meghan Markle's dad, you need to take a seat. Okay?
Sorry.
You don't slam Oprah Winfrey. And then second, we all need to go watch The Housewife and The Hustler. I think that it's going to be so good. I haven't seen it yet, like I said, but I'm going to go sit down after this and watch it. And then I'm going to be doing the Zach Peter podcast. And then we're doing a podcast with Kempire. So Jason and I will be joining Kempire. We have a lot of fun things coming up this week. It seems like it's getting better and better. I also have a really exciting interview coming up. I don't know if it's going to be in person again, which I would love to make that happen, but I just got word today. I'm so excited. I'll tell you guys off to the side because I don't like announcing my interviews anymore, but I'm very excited, and hopefully we get some good stuff out of it. I don't even like saying tea anymore. I feel like everybody's like, oh, I'm going to get that good tea. Everybody says that. I don't want the... We
are over the tea.
Yes, we're over the tea. Spill the tea, dump it out, get rid of it, throw it away, do whatever the hell you have to do with the tea because we're over that. Okay?
How about we break down after the happening?
Yeah.
Like you both do. You wait for things to happen. You don't speculate. You let us spectators speculate. You just break down things as they're happening, and that's great. Keep in that lane.
All right. I like that. All right. Well, before we go, Kempire, can you let us know where we can find you? Watch this, guys.
You can find me on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and more. And of course, subscribe to my podcast, Kempire Radio, available on all podcast platforms.
Which Jason and I will be joining him this week, so it's going to be good. I feel like I'm in the mood this week. Like I'm in the mood to break down. I feel good. I feel like I just got like a kickstart. So I'm ready to go. I think this is going to be a great time, and it's always a pleasure to talk with you, Kempire. And also,
before you go, can you just drop any sort of like? It's been almost not even a week yet since your interview with Fallon. Like, what's your perspective now after everything and everyone's response? And I mean, I'm going to ask you this probably anyway during our podcast, but
I mean, I was surprised with the feedback, but I was surprised in a good way. At first, I was kind of in my feelings a little bit because there were people. I don't know why I came on here with this loop, swoop, and pull thing that's happening with this calic, and I look like Wolverine. But sorry, guys.
I'm jealous.
I was surprised. Don't be jealous.
You look just fine, both of you.
I was surprised. Because I did see a few people who were like, Adam, you should have ripped into her, and that was boring, this and that. And there wasn't a bunch of those comments, but there were a few. And I just maintained the same position that I had, that I said originally. I'm not one of these YouTubers that come on here and want to rip into somebody. I saw a woman who was visibly hurting. She has her family that's being split apart. This was not the time for me to go in there and shine and rip into her and have her bash somebody. And that's not how she wanted to conduct the interview. She just wanted to sort of close this chapter in her life, speak on it one time. And I think it's kind of comical to see how the other side of it, the person that she was with, thought that there was going to be something bad and defamatory in this interview. So went on and just really showed face, slamming her, saying all of these lies and things that weren't true. And then completely, as soon as the interview came back out, took it all down. So
you both killed it with kindness.
Yeah, I think honestly, and that's all.
Interview, if killing with kindness was an interview, that was it. And I was telling in the comments, if you came here for ratchet, you are in the wrong channel.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so I'm excited to see. I think Wendy Williams is covering it again today. So this will be my second time showing my face on there. Wendy, can you invite me just to be part in the audience? I just want to be in the audience, okay? And if I go there and I'm in the audience, then I'll invite Kempire and Miriam. We can all hang out, go in the audience, have a nice cocktail, and listen to Wendy Williams because I love her. But no, I was pleasantly surprised, and I've talked to Fallon since. I hear that she has a few exciting new projects coming up aside from what I originally was told. So I think she got some great feedback over the weekend. She's taking this time to be with her family. She's healing. So good for her. I just want to see her win. And I think that's exactly what she's going to do.
And Adam, if I might add something here, you helped her do just that, because I feel like corporations or any company, they saw in her someone they would like to do business with. Mm-hmm. She showed professionalism and she was so poised. And I was like, I gasped when she said that she still loves that Lyman Nobody, I think. You know, I was shocked.
Did she just call him Lyman?
It wasn't me. It's Shantae. I have to give credit to her too. But I love the name. You know, I love nicknames. So for me, that was the moment I'm like, wow. That was like just that made the interview worthy, and it showed how people are jealous. Instead of being happy for someone to get the scoop, you just got the scoop. You got to sit down with her for a reason. She chose you for a reason, and the way she portrayed herself, and you too, like this is how it should be. It shouldn't be always just a gotcha, just to get people, just to get more clicks. You got the clicks the best way possible, I'm telling you. And I was there. I watched the interview 3 times because it was so much to juggle. And I wanted to make sure that I didn't miss anything, because like people were noticing stuff that I didn't because I was busy replying or deleting stuff.
Hey, and thank you guys for helping me mod that, because that was a little insane. But
oh God, that's hard work. Hats off to mods. I was not born for it.
I was not born for it. All right. Well, Miriam, can you let us know where we can find you and your handful of subscribers?
Listen, they're growing. I got some subscribers.
Okay.
I think I'm up to 7. But I don't know how to, like some of them, those who let the public know who they follow, I know them by name. But the others I don't. Anyhow, I'm here on YouTube following these 2 people here. Wait. The other way. Yeah, here, these 2 people. And just follow me on Instagram. Sometimes I throw a joke, or you know where my head is at in Instagram. I don't flood my feed. It's not _paid _by _ anyone. I'm not paid by anyone. I have opinions 24/7, but they're not paid. They're gratuitous, unsolicited. But today's a special. I was solicited, so I love it.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate the heck out of you guys. And thank you for joining me. And I'm sure we'll see each other more this week, but definitely next Monday when we talk 90 Day Fiance. There's a lot of stuff coming up this week. So just keep your eyes and ears out, because we will be active on YouTube. So see you guys soon. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Kempire.
Bye.
Bye, guys. All right, guys, make sure that you go follow I was about to say not paid by Monique. Go follow Monique. Make sure you guys go follow Miriam. She has me tongue twisting over here. Follow Miriam at not _paid _by anyone, and go give Kempire a follow too. Kempire really breaks it down in a fun way. And honestly, I enjoy watching him as well. I don't watch too many other YouTubers, only because we all know if you're on here and you're creating content, it just takes up so much of your time. But now everywhere I go, or when I go on a trip or I'm in the car, Jason and I throw Kempire on our radio. So we listen to him too. Make sure that you guys go give him a follow. Check him out. Don't forget to subscribe and smash that like button. Until next time, I'm dropping a video in T-minus 20 minutes. See you then. Bye, guys.